Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of Caleb and Blair All Things Horror Podcast. I'm Caleb,
And I'm Blair.
and today we are talking about Hereditary.
Yep. This was directed by Ari Aster. It's rated R for violence, disturbing images, language, drug usage, and brief graphic nudity. The movie time that it runs is 2 hours and 7 minutes. This was released in 2018. And a little overview is Hereditary is a supernatural psychological horror film. It follows Annie Graham, her husband Steve, and their children Peter and Charlie as they unravel terrifying secrets about their ancestry after the death of Annie's secretive mother, Ellen. So we're going to jump on into it. We are going to cover the storyline, which is kind of the plot and how it was told. Then we're going to get into the acting, the scariness of the movie, the setting, costumes, makeup, CGI, and then we might just end with a question. Caleb,
Love
go
it.
ahead and jump right into it.
Absolutely. And I am genuinely so happy you suggested this one because there is so much to talk about. Funny enough, I actually watched this with mom, and
Yes.
it was,
Still me.
oh my gosh. So I gotta tell you, just the storyline right out of the gate, we talked about in the past how like mannequins and different things like that can be freaky. They
Mm-hmm.
did a great job of making dollhouses creepy. What a great
Mm-hmm.
idea, I thought. Going back
That's
to the idea
funny.
of subtlety.
Yeah,
Um,
that was the first thing I put down was creative intro, like the paper doll, whatever that was all made out of into the real thing was the first thing I put down.
yeah, that was different. I mean, and I like it. This and that
Yeah.
kind of almost sums up this movie is that it's just so different. And
Yes.
I could see people honestly, it's like 50, like people being right down the middle, 50, and liking it being close to like, oh, I like it. It's like a 60, 75, or I didn't like it, but I like 45, maybe 40% of it. Because there is a lot of interesting things about this movie. Going
Yeah.
right out of the gate, what I would consider one of the most iconic noises for a horror movie, that
Mm.
tongue clicking from Charlie, that,
Yeah. Yeah.
and what a subtle thing. It was great.
Yeah.
And how they used it, but just from the get-go, this whole family dynamic is fascinating. Starting out with that funeral of the grandma, and they don't sugarcoat anything. Like they're right out of the
No.
gate. Yeah, we're pretty sure she was part of some sort of secret society, and you're like, okay, getting some cultish vibes here right out of the gate. So,
Yeah.
and how often, Blair, have we already been talking about the idea of, oh, this is taking forever to get into it, and they just went, don't you worry, we're getting right into it from the get-go. Um, so this was
Which
really
is interesting that you say that because I even talked to mom a little bit about this, and she thought it was a little slow.
shout out to mom, by
Um,
the way, even
yeah.
referenced twice now. Um,
Um, I gotta be honest, I agree a little bit with I mean it didn't I don't know. It had me hooked the whole time. It's not that I never lost interest, which I props to that. It just felt like there was only maybe 15 minutes of the whole movie that I was actually like on
holy crap,
edge.
yes.
Yes, or like holy crap, everything is happening now. You
And
know?
oh, absolutely. I even have that in my notes. Went from like a
Yeah.
5 to a 9 in like 10 seconds.
Yes.
And but let's go like right out of the gate, this family is so weird in my like their dynamic
Ooh,
is so different. Clearly
yes.
there's just a lot of mistrust and there's not a lot of they're definitely not a close family by any regards and a lot of
Well,
brokenness and well,
seems like there's mental illness that runs in the mom side of the family.
my
Or I guess
gosh.
you think it's mental illness, but clearly it's more than that.
Right.
Um, but yeah, I mean, if our mom like sleptwalk in the middle of the night, tried to light us on fire, I think I would struggle after that.
Yeah,
I think
that
I'd
that
struggle.
that's a tough one. That'd be hard to come back from that one.
It
And
would.
right, but on top of that, Charlie, the character Charlie from the beginning, I'll be honest, it was one of those things I was kind of questioning, like, oh, is she all there? Oh, she's not all there, but how not all there is she? I mean, I'm trying to put this the
Yes.
most politically correct way I
I
can.
no, I understand that. And I had even because it's funny because at the beginning I even put why are we cutting a bird's head off? Like why
Yes,
why are we doing the things we're doing? Why did like obviously physically you can see that maybe there was some like
deformities there, and just
disformity there. And it's actually funny too. I even wrote down how old is the sister in the beginning. I wrote this down because I was
hmm
like, she kind of looks like an adult. I don't know. She didn't look like not like a full blown adult, but she didn't look
Oh,
there.
I
I don't know. I don't know.
that would be interesting, like to find out how old people thought Charlie was, and maybe it even referenced it because she's the younger sister. We
It did
know that.
say, yeah, it said later on that she was 13 because then I went
Wow,
back and wrote it down. But
it's
I know I didn't know if there was like I don't
well,
know. I don't know.
she clearly didn't get social cues. Like from the get go, we first
Oh
introduced
no.
to her, like, remember she's up in that tree house, and it's
Oh
like, okay,
yes.
clearly something's not right there. She doesn't really want to be around people. The only one it sounded like she was close to was the grandma. And even then, remember when they were
Yes.
in the funeral and she was making that noise with her
Oh
tongue?
yeah.
So it's like, okay, all right, so it's not quite there, like the disconnection with reality, maybe, or just like connections in general. So it was interesting for me to see them use Charlie the way they did, let alone when she does go to the party. This was my first like shock moment of the movie when I was like,
Yeah.
all right, again, like we said from the beginning, we do go through the whole movie. So if you haven't seen this and you want to see this so you can participate with us, please watch it. So
Yeah.
um, when she first, they say she has a peanut allergy issue and then goes to this party with her brother Peter, eats
Hmm.
something with peanuts in it, has the allergic reaction, and in my mind, I'm like, ooh, this is what's gonna do it. This is gonna be a really bad thing for Peter. She's gonna die of an allergic reaction, only to stick her head out the window and get decapitated by a telephone pole. I was
Yeah.
like, you've got to be kidding me. Um,
That that was pretty wild. That was mouth
oh,
dropped.
it was like, are you kidding me? And then Peter, in just like the most shocked a person could be, I don't know how someone would handle this. It was funny. Mom constantly was referencing, why aren't the police involved? Why is there
Yeah.
no
She
source of
struggled with
authority
that part.
in
Yeah.
any of this? She really struggled with that. And to an extent, I get that for sure. I don't know how much time is lapsing in here, but one of the more interesting parts of this movie that I did struggle with, because how often do we struggle when kids are part of things like this and they die, and then for me to see the mom just
Ugh.
having that hysteric breakdown,
That was bad.
that was tough.
That was hard to watch.
That was
I agree. I felt
yes,
sad.
it was awful. Like that was a like, ooh, this is almost too real kind of thing. Like, she's screaming, she wants to die. The husband Steve, who by all means I end up feeling the worst for out of this whole movie.
Me too.
Um,
He just
just
happened to choose wrong.
I don't even know what's right, honestly. I,
Fair.
I genuinely don't know what the right answer would have been.
No, I meant
Huh.
just chose wrong on who he married.
What?
Bummer.
Do you think she was always crazy?
um, no, I don't. But doesn't it reference her brother
Oh
having
my
quote
gosh.
unquote mental issues? But I don't think it was. I think it was the mom
Could have
putting.
easily.
Yes,
Completely forgot
I
about
think
that.
that was a reference where like it because then it comes full circle knowing that the mom is obviously satanic and I
Right.
think put people in his head.
Well done. I completely forgot about that. You might not be, all there yourself, but I'll tell you what, you can remember some stuff
Oh,
in
get
Hereditary.
out of here. I'm the smartest
All right,
in our
smarty
family.
pants. Tell me about the next part of the movie that you felt like storyline stuck out to you, because this is where I do think Mom is correct that there was a little bit of a lull
Yes,
and slowed down considerably.
agree. And because I did stay, like I said, I stayed hooked pretty much the whole time with the storyline itself. But after you have such a big shock factor after that, for it to just nothing to really go anywhere. It gets sad. It's a bummer. And then I don't know, she tries to get help, the mom and the brother. I mean, you feel bad for him, of
Hmm.
course. And there just wasn't a whole lot going on. Nothing scary, in my opinion. Um, the only part where it started to pick back up is when she went to Joan's house. And it
Yes.
only, for me, is where it picked up right there when she made the comment, "Oh, my mom had a similar welcome mat." And that's when I was like, "Interesting.
Ooh,
That's weird."
yes. Yep.
Uh, that was where it kind of picked back up for me. But regardless, even then, I still thought, like, I don't know, it just wasn't scary until
Right.
those 15 minutes, 10 maybe. I
Yes.
don't even know.
And let's
But
let's break that down real quick. Like, everything with Joanne and the
mhm,
whole seance thing. I mean, I even got in my note, don't talk to the dead. That was,
never.
and I thought that was going to be kind of what the quote unquote thing that was going to release the evil spirits. Think Conjuring, think,
Yeah,
all those stereotypical Ouija board kind of things. Like, oh, okay, they're doing a seance. They're calling to the other side. Who knows what the heck they're talking to? And
right.
that was in an intense moment, but I agree with you. It was definitely not the payoff I was looking at for out of this movie. So I was like, all right, it's weird, it's creepy. Let's see what else they got coming.
Mhm.
Um, and Blair, I would say up to that point, because things just get weirder and weirder till that 15 minutes. Give me the
Yes.
lead up to the most glorious 15 minutes I've had in a while. This was good. Like, it's been a while since I've actually, like, I had moments I had my fingers over my face, covering my eyes, going through the I'm like, "Ooh, I love this feeling," but at the same time I can't watch it. Um Give the lead up for them, cuz you were the one again that recommended this. I was texting you during this like, give it tell me, oh my gosh,
It's funny. I mean, cuz I watched this alone at night by myself.
you're crazy.
And well, there were only 2 moments that really kind of got me, and that was it. And I wasn't scared, to be honest.
Really?
Um, yeah. I mean, so this is my second time watching this. I watched
Okay.
it when it first came out in theaters and absolutely hated it. Didn't like anything about it. The only thing I liked about it was Charlie's head got decapitated, because I was like, "Wow,
That's the
no
only
one
thing
like."
you like.
That was the only, because it shocked me so much.
It was a shock.
And I will say, I do think the mom crawling on the wall, like, that was pretty, like, creepy. Um, but I don't know, like, when I first saw it, absolutely hated it. This time around, I liked it more, and I do think I understood it a little bit better. Maybe just a lot of it went over my head when I first, because I would have been in high school. So I think I was 16 when I first saw it, and so I think I understood it a little bit better. But even then, certain things like these, it's just hard to wrap my head around when people go through things like this, and I just feel like it's just the way that we were raised. Like, I we would never be in this situation,
Oh,
ever.
heavens no. Ever.
And so it's hard to be like, "Man, I don't know." Like, it
you
but
know,
for pure
there's
entertainment, it was good. But again, and truly, the ending of it ruined it all for me.
I
I
mm,
absolutely hated the ending,
and
except one part of when they do the click again. Like, that was it.
yeah,
Uh,
it's
yeah, I don't
it's
know.
so
What are you
funny you
thinking?
say that. Well, leading up to it, and even going back to the idea of the family dynamic, with this being such almost a toxic family relationship, it's like every chance they had an opportunity to get closer or just tell the truth or just say, I'm sorry. It's like they're just begging the other side to take some responsibility to fix the situation. They take 25 steps back and push each other further away. You're like, that's dumb.
Yeah,
But like
yeah.
when clearly the spirits are starting to take over, like when Peter smashes his face into the desk, I'm like, all right,
Ooh,
that was fine. And then
yeah,
it's like
that
it
was, I
gets
liked that.
that was interesting.
It was interesting because remember how it was almost like a gleam of light that went
Yes,
through like the whole room? I thought that was kind of weird.
it's different, and I appreciate this movie doing all the things that they did that were different, which
Yeah.
might be a reason I would recommend this movie to some people is because it's so different. I could see this having a cult following and appreciating some of these unique factors. And going even further on that, remember like she tried burning Charlie's notebook, like that was her piece that they saw
Yes.
across the way. Then
Yeah.
I felt so bad for Steve in this, who finally stands
Gosh,
up to her because he feels
Steve.
like he's enabling the wife. They throw the notebook in the fire, and Steve catches on fire.
I
This part was
know.
like, okay. And it kind of was one of those things. I almost laughed, not in a, in a just kind of like a, oh man, this
Like
guy.
bummer.
Yes,
Can't catch a
it was a,
break.
there it is. It was very much a bummer of a death, and you're kind of like, geez. But then after the mom, it's like she got possessed.
Yeah.
Like after that happened, remember she's like making these weird faces, and then she's just like done.
Done.
When
Yep.
Peter wakes up and you see the mom in the corner, to me, that was fantastic. And she's just up there in the corner and Peter doesn't see her. That was a subtle shot that I really, really appreciated. That for
Hmm.
me, that was scary. There was no music. Peter's just waking up, and it was just like, oh my gosh, she's up there. Clearly, it's not her, or she's clearly not in a great place. And then
Right.
that was when it went from a 5 to a 9 for me in this 15
Yes.
minutes.
Yes.
And then it
I
went through
agree.
their whole chase scene. She was up in the ceiling again. She's running in the background. I'm like, yes, this is the subtlety that we are
Hmm.
screaming for that made it scary. In my opinion, this is like a scary moment in this movie. The problem was it only lasted 5 minutes at most.
Yeah.
And then, like
Hmm.
you said, then immediately we get back into the cult stuff. We all knew Peter was in a lot of trouble. Like, I don't care who you are. At this
Yeah, he
point,
wasn't making it.
clearly, like, and the decapitation of the mom cutting her own head off, I was kind of like, whatever.
Whatever. Yeah, I
How
agree. It was
funny
whatever. It
was it? This was, again, it was gross, but at the same
was
time,
gross.
the graphic nudity in this movie was people that were like in their late 60s.
Like, why?
Like, why? I'm like, what
Why?
are you doing?
Because
We always scream for nudity's already unnecessary, but now they're getting ready for retirement?
I know.
Oh my
Like,
gosh.
that totally ruined a lot of, like, honestly ruined a good chunk of it for me.
It,
Um,
it definitely
and it
killed
was
the mood.
it killed the mood, and it stinks because I thought them being in the background without Peter seeing them was brilliant too. But then they're
Yep,
just standing there naked, and I'm
they're just
like,
standing there. Yep. And they had the
why?
creepiest smiles in the background. I thought, this
Oh,
is great. This is sneaky cult. This is horrifying. Then you see them, and it's like,
and then you see them, you're like,
and
well,
then
okay.
funny enough, Peter actually jumps out the window and kills himself. So kind
And
of
you know
get
what?
that one.
I don't blame him.
Of all the things he's been through,
Absolutely don't blame him.
yep, they had all the things in the world that pushed him over. Yeah, three people in their late 60s that are completely naked doing who knows what. Yeah, that'd probably do it.
That
That
would do
would
it.
probably do it.
See ya.
Then let's tell no, talk about the ending for me, because
Well,
this is
one
weird.
one thing I want to cover before I hit the ending is one thing that I found pretty disturbing during the middle of the movie was when she recreates the death scene with her art
Oh
of her own
yeah,
daughter.
that
Like, what
was
the heck?
freaking weird.
That was messed up. Messed up.
Dollhouses are already weird to begin with, but then for
Yes.
her to like, yeah, recreate the death. And Steve, mind you, at this point is already like, I am so done.
So
And
done. That
as an
would have
audience member,
tipped me over too.
oh, same here. I'd be like, I'm out of here
That's
and I'm
messed
taking
up.
Peter with me, but nope,
Yes. No, he stayed.
he
That's what's
stayed.
crazy.
And they caught him
Get
on fire for
out of
that.
there.
Get out of there.
Get
There were
out.
so many times. I'm sorry, my guy. I get it. You're a good man. You're a good person. Let's just say person, but you caught on fire because of it.
Yep.
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 Something,
True.
and I hate to say it, Steve, because you kept ignoring the most crimson red flags I've ever seen, you kind of
Yeah.
deserve to die.
Well, and to be fair, it was over anyways. As soon as they did the ritual themselves at home, or not ritual, but like talking to
That
Charlie, the
seance,
dead.
yeah,
Yeah, done. You
done.
have opened up the door at your own home,
Yeah,
and it clearly latched on. Well, latched on to the mother right away because she was talking in the voices. Um, and then, yeah, and clearly there were steps that had to be taken because Joan was setting those up for all
true.
of it to come into play. I like Charlie was clearly chosen from the beginning that this was all going to happen for Charlie, and I think Charlie knew that to some extent.
Hmm.
Because she even makes the comment to her mom, "Who's going to take care of me now?"
Yep,
Um, and she even makes the comment, "I was supposed to be a boy," which is why I think they put Charlie in Peter's body.
that's true. I didn't even make that connection. Um,
Yes.
and I'll say one more thing also before we do hit the ending. Probably one thing that I did struggle with this movie quite a bit, and maybe maybe they're supposed to go under that idea of like weird horror movie. I can't remember what the other category was. Disturbing, I suppose. There were
Yeah.
times I couldn't tell what was a dream and what wasn't, and I
Oh
really didn't
yeah.
like going down that rabbit hole of like, is this even real? Are they gonna
Mhm.
pull that bull crap plug later in the movie? Oh, it was just a dream. It's
Yeah.
like, don't do that. Don't do that. It's either happening or it's not.
Yeah.
And they might have used that just a little too much. I'm not a big fan of like the sleepwalking, you know, cop out kind of thing. Whether that was part of the cult stuff or not, I'm not 100% sure, but it's a little bit of a cop out for me. I'm not a fan of it, but whatever,
No, I agree. I think it was I agree. I think it was used a little too much.
but
Yeah, I
it's
agree.
now going back to the ending. Peter's
Yes.
dead and Charlie takes over his body.
That's what I took from it
That's what I took from it.
because yeah. Well, I mean, because he does the click.
Yep,
Yep.
that is an iconic noise.
It's an
That for
iconic
me
noise. That
was
is
an
the best
iconic
part of this whole movie. Um,
so good.
yes.
Because there are
So,
some decent jump scares when you hear that. You're like, ooh, nice.
oh, bummer. Yeah, I
Yes.
agree.
Oh,
I
bummer.
agree. Um, but yeah, so he goes up to the everything happens in the playhouse,
That little
which
tree
is
house thing, yeah.
yes, which is kind of weird. No way that many people could fit in there, but whatever.
Whatever.
Um, yeah. But I mean, I literally put what's with the naked people? Like why?
Why? I don't, whatever. And it's like they went from like using subtlety to just way too much. Way
And
too
see,
much.
yeah, I think this is something because I did talk again to mom about this a little bit more. I think if we really got into like the witchcraft and like ritual part of it, which we aren't, that's just not who we are, and I don't care to. Um, but I think that is something that's part of it. And I only say that, like the nudity part, because do you remember when we watched the movie Witch?
Oh yeah,
No. Yes. They also have a part at the end where they all are together bowing and they're all naked.
of course.
I don't know if that is just a part of the the satanic part of it. I
The
feel like
same.
that's just
Yeah,
something.
it could be.
Yes.
It very well could
Which
be. But
but
how
still
much?
I don't it's
There it is.
weird
How much does it suck that you have to look into this kind of stuff to get the full
to
effect of
understand that.
exactly
I'm
like
here for the entertainment part. I'm not here to I don't care.
like they even gave a
Stop.
name of what this demon was.
I
They
know.
put
They
a
said,
crown on him, and
oh my
there
god, I
was
know the crown was so stupid. I
the crown was
hated that. I hate it. I literally disliked the whole part of the ending.
the
Absolutely
ending
everything.
was a
Um,
huge bummer,
it
and
was. And they said there was like 7 rulers of hell. How
yeah, and
stupid.
it's like they
Like,
just kept going, and they're like, let's get as much maybe biblical references, or let's make up something that sounds biblical, whatever, and
yeah,
then it's like they tried so hard for the viewer to, when you're done with this movie, to feel like a sense of hopelessness or, oh man, the bad guy really won. But the reality is they threw so much against the wall that you were confused and were like, well, that was dumb.
exactly. Because now I'm left with, okay, like, what happens next? Do they all die? Does Charlie, who's in Peter's body, live a normal life after this?
True.
Like,
But
because
here's the funny thing, I don't want a second one. I don't want a second one.
no,
I
I
want
don't
to
need a
see where they
second
go with
one.
this crap.
I don't know how they would go up. No, no, no need
Well,
for a second one.
that's the storyline, Blair. I gotta ask. Go ahead and get what could you possibly give this storyline a grade? Because it's
I mean,
so all over.
wow, it is so all over. Um, gosh, I mean, it wasn't bad. For it being a 2-hour movie, I gotta be honest, it didn't feel like two
It
hours. I
didn't.
don't
It really
think.
didn't.
And that's pretty good. I mean, and I give it hats off for certain things. And one thing that I want to add to, I know we've talked about the storyline for a hot minute, but the uniqueness of this movie that really stood out to me as well is they didn't fully do this to themselves. Like this had to do with other people putting them in this situation.
That's true.
Joan, who put a
That's
curse
true.
on them, the mother who was part of a cult. They were goners from the beginning.
Yeah. Remember the grandma even like wrote a letter, this is your sacrifice. It's like, oh, okay. Well, yeah, she wasn't
Yeah,
wrong. So they were
exactly.
screwed from the beginning.
Yes. So that I also felt like a dang, that's a bummer. You were like, for some people, I could see the scariness coming from like, what are people out there doing against me? You know?
And and there it is. Like I even wrote down like worth watching a second time. Maybe it'll be better the second time because there's a lot of subtleties and small things that I probably missed. But then with
Hmm.
an ending like that that I really didn't like, I'm like, do I
Yes.
want to bother?
Awful.
So I'll go ahead and give my grade actually.
Yeah, go
I'm
for
gonna
it.
give it a B minus because
Okay.
the ending sucked, but part of me does want to watch it again. I don't think I'll ever recommend this movie to people, and it balances. It's so weird. It's between a C plus, B minus, right there. It's probably as much of an 80% as you can get.
Yeah. And I was gonna go with the C plus. Because it keeps you like I said, it keeps you watching, but I went, gosh, since literally it came out 2018 now until 2026 till I rewatched it again.
And there it is. You hated it the first time you watched it, so for it to go up to a C
Absolutely
plus,
hated it.
amazing. I'm worried that if I watch it the second time, it's gonna go down. So that is a very finicky B minus. I'm worried that if I watch it again, it might even go down further because
Yeah,
you
I
know
get that.
the rewatchability, knowing about the mom in the corner, that was really the only scary section. Am I gonna really go through an hour and a half of not much scariness and whatever weird storytelling for to hopefully
For that.
find something that makes it scarier again? I don't know, but I'm
Mm,
B minus for now because there were good enough things that were different.
yeah. Yeah.
So
Well,
Sorry, go
Yeah,
ahead.
let's jump right into the acting.
Um, for me, it's hard to bash any of the acting. Funny enough, in my opinion, the worst of the actors was probably Steve, and his character was the one I liked the most. That's my
Yeah,
opinion.
I get that. And Steve just didn't really have much time, like
Yeah,
screen time. He didn't really do much. I mean, for his moments, his frustrated moments, like yeah, I don't know. He was just trying to keep the family together,
yeah,
but there wasn't really much. He's same kind of with Charlie, really. I mean, she's only in it until her head's off, and then it's
yeah.
just the idea of her the rest of the time.
So it's really
Um,
Peter and the mom.
which I thought the mom was really good.
I thought the mom
I
too.
she had a lot of moments that were like she had a couple monologues, like one when she's at the place getting help and she's talking about everything. I thought that was really good. When she's at the dinner table with Peter and Steve and she freaks out, that was pretty good. And she had to play a lot of emotions.
There,
And I
yeah,
thought she looked really I don't think they overdid it with any of her like makeup either. Like she didn't look like a flashy mom. She looked like a really like she's had a really difficult life and
like
she's just
yes.
normal. Well, looks normal.
Yeah, I agree. I gotta imagine as an actress, I don't believe this would have been a fun part to play. This comes
No.
across as like this would have been a grind as an actor and actress to go through because of all the, I mean, you are emotionally unstable from the
Yeah,
get-go.
from the
And
get-go.
so the idea of playing that and then going through all the multitude of different emotions, I got to give her props. Her and Peter as well. Peter's just like that
Oh yeah,
awkward,
Peter.
you
He
know,
was pretty awkward. There were some moments that I wasn't like really
and he's in shock,
into
it seems like
it.
90% of the movie.
Exactly. Like he himself, I guess, also didn't have a whole lot to say. However, I will give props because a lot of people had to cry, and if those were
Yeah.
real, that's pretty good. I would be impressed with that. Um,
I don't
when
think
he's
if I'm gonna real quick, like all of his
yeah,
friends and side characters and a lot of the people in the background, they actually, in my didn't really enhance anything. I know background
no,
characters don't get an opportunity to do much, but we have watched movie where they can really enhance the movie, and these ones almost took it down for me a little bit. Whether it was the girl that like was at the party with him or his friends under the bleachers when they were smoking pot, and it's like, come on. I mean, but it really was Anne and or I think her name was Anne. It was Peter and the mom.
mm-hmm,
And for me, I'm gonna give it a B. I admire the mom. I really
yes,
do. And Peter, this probably wasn't a fun role necessarily for him either, because you're in
no,
shock and you're not showing a ton except when you're crying.
yeah.
Um,
I also put a B, and I think if I could give the mom, like, her own, I would give her an A, like, I thought she did a really great job, but,
she did.
overall this is an overall, so I would yep, I stuck with a B too.
Yep, she is definitely probably an A with as much work as this probably was. And
Yeah,
she did nail it in a lot of ways, the facial features, the things going on, the creepiness of her character itself. But ah man,
yeah,
this was a weird movie. It was a
yeah, it was.
weird movie.
Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into the scariness. So this right in the beginning, we talked about how it's a supernatural psychological horror film, which, yes, it is.
I guess,
Um, but obviously it covers a cult as well. Um,
seances, cults,
yeah,
possession.
yep.
Ugh,
But the first thing that stuck out to me was the grandma in the corner,
that's true.
right in the beginning. When she goes, like when they get home from the funeral, she goes upstairs and looks at those boxes from for her mom. One thing I can appreciate is that she didn't flicker the light on and off. Like she didn't play that game.
Nice.
where she was like,
Yes,
"Did I
true.
really see that?" She just left,
Yep,
and I appreciated that because we saw that in Lights Out, where the person played with it and they were sorry afterwards.
that they were.
Yep. So I appreciated that. Um, there was a
Yeah.
moment where Charlie's in school and the bird flies into the window, the crow. I feel like that's a typical thing in a
Life.
witchy like well, no, a witch like movie.
All right,
Gosh,
witch like movie, whatever. Hey,
stupid.
crow hit your window as a witch
Yeah. Yeah. How many times does that happen in your life?
3 times today.
Shut up.
um,
Yeah. What were you gonna say?
there was the time
Can't remember.
Charlie was in Peter's room.
Hmm.
The seance itself was whatever.
Yeah. You remember too when like Charlie was walking out to the field. She was doing her click a lot, and her grandma was there around a fire.
Oh yeah, that's true.
That was weird. It wasn't
What
scary. It was just
wasn't
weird.
scary? None of this was scary. The only time it was scary was that last
Last
5
5 minutes.
to 10 minutes at most, and then it was ruined by the ending.
Yeah. I
I
was like, yeah. I mean, even when the head comes off, it's more of a shock factor. It's
Yep.
not scary.
Yeah, it's not even a real jump scare. It's just kind of like, did that just
Yeah.
happen?
And then it's
And
depressing afterwards.
exactly. So I
I
can't give. uh, It wasn't scary. It still doesn't do it. I'm going C minus because of that little 5 minute step.
fair. I'm gonna go D, to be honest.
Did I think
Cripe. I'll
about
go
it?
D. I'll go
No,
D
no, no,
plus.
no, no. You hammer this movie. You do what it
Right.
deserves.
Well, the only reason why I would give it a plus is because I can see not having full control over it. Like that sucks. Like the fact that you were set up because your mother was a part of a cult and basically groomed your kid to become a leader of hell. That
Set him up
sucks.
for success. I don't see the problem with it.
You My kids are never allowed at your house. Um
I no, I get what you're saying, and maybe going in with that mindset might make it better, but it was still just it was a weird movie. And yes, I
it's weird.
appreciate it. And it wasn't scary.
Yeah,
Oh, man,
literally just the mom running on the side of the wall and then her hiding on the ceiling.
if that
Um
moment wasn't so scary for me, and because I love the subtlety, and it scared me. I don't know why it scared me so badly when she was up there in that corner and just watching her and Peter's moving around. That was a moment for me, and keeps
yeah.
it out of that D plus range. The rest of the movie, whatever.
Yeah,
Okay, I didn't
no.
care when she
It
was
didn't
getting her
scare
head cut
me.
off. When the cult people were behind smiling, I thought that was they did. I
That's
wish they
creepy.
did more of that crap. People in the back watching, that was so good, and they
Yeah,
only did it a
cuz
couple times.
I well, if you remember right in the beginning when they are at the funeral and Charlie is standing in front of her grandma and she looks over and that guy is
Smiling at
standing
her.
there smiling at her. That was creepy.
That was very
I was like, "Ew,
creepy.
bummer. I
Could have
wouldn't
done more
want
of that
that."
crap. Yeah, it was a bummer.
Yeah, more of that would have been better. I agree. And they had their clothes on then.
They had the clothes
Everything was
on then.
fine.
It was good.
But
All right, so
yeah,
you're a D plus, probably
yeah,
right. I'm as again 70%, as much of a C minus as you can get.
yeah.
But it
Mm,
it's whatever. It's
yeah,
whatever.
it's
Hit
whatever.
us with hit us with the next one.
Yep. So we've got the
Hereditary.
setting. um, yeah. I mean, we had the funeral place, which it had that creepy smile, so I'll give it credits for that. I mean, it was just a little moment, wasn't anything.
This
The
one I'm
house,
good. There
what?
it is. Yep, go ahead. I think we're about to hit the same thing.
The house was the main thing,
Yep.
of course. Um, and that's where it had all the creepy parts, except the playhouse. I will give it that too.
I
Um,
kind of count that in a little bit. I mean, it's on the
yeah,
property. It's part of the whole thing.
and I do
Um,
think I will say what gave a little bit of a like eerie edge is the fact that the heater in there had the red light. So whenever I saw the red light in there, I was like, "Ooh, bummer, that's
that's different. Yeah,
not
didn't love that.
fun. I wouldn't want to look out my window and see that."
Correct. For me, it's the dollhouses. I thought that actually enhanced things quite a bit because they were creepy. To me, they were
Hmm.
creepy.
Hmm.
Now, they weren't to the same creepiness as mannequins or, like those dummies, like the ventriloquist dummies necessarily, or things that, if you saw them in the corner, you'd be like, oh, this is a really big bummer. But it was still a bummer.
I
I
wish
thought they were
so
creepy.
bad it was used more. Like I really
Agreed.
wanted the mom. So I would have loved if the mom would have came up there one day and had seen something changed,
Mm,
something moved, or
that'd been cool.
I really think it would have been cool if we would have seen the ending in a way through the dolls.
Ooh,
Like if she would have gone up there and seen that there was a dead body in the attic and that the satanic circle was there, like that would have been like, "What?" And then she would have
different.
gone up there and nothing would have been there. Like who would have made I don't know. I wish there could have been more creativeness with it. Nothing like I really wish something more was from that. I wanted more
Agreed.
from that. Yeah.
Definitely underutilized.
Mhm.
But again, not much else to say. I mean, setting wise, the school, the house, the party, I suppose, for a little bit.
Party for a little
But
bit, yeah.
I don't know. What do you think?
I mean, the house, I really liked the house. Thought it was a nice home.
Old house with
Um,
weird hallways, attic. It definitely had that older
attic,
house feel.
creepy. Yeah. No basement though. Basements are pretty scary.
Basements are pretty
Um,
scary.
I would say C plus. It's fine.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's what I had. C plus.
Yeah.
It it was it was used decently, but again, underutilized.
Yeah. I agree. Um, all right, let's jump into the costumes, the makeup, and CGI.
All right. Which I mean, makeup wise, there's just a few times with the blood, when
Mm-hmm.
he hit his nose, when you saw Charlie's head.
Yep.
Um, and I thought it was good. It was not like, gallons of blood everywhere. I thought it was used in a decent way. So I was actually impressed with that to an extent, but that's the equivalent of what the makeup really was.
Well, and when the mom was cutting her own head off.
Yep.
Yeah, that was about it.
Thought I
It
said
just
that,
did
but
good.
whatever. Yep.
Did you?
Yep. Yeah, you ignore me, whatever. Now it's
I
nice to
don't
know what it's
think
like
you
to be on the
did.
other side
You
of this. But
said the kid's nose and Charlie's head.
and I thought I said the mom cutting her head off. I thought.
Don't think you did.
Whatever. You hear what you
Good
want.
thing we're recording. Hmm. But yeah, that was kind of it with the yeah, and everyone. I mean, again, it was kind of like during the same time period or modern time, and it was just normal costumes, nothing crazy.
One of
Um,
those not wearing any clothes in the first place could have changed
that
that one.
they're right would have given them clothes.
Yep.
And I mean, I did hate though the crown and
Hated
the
the crown.
ending.
That was
Yeah,
the
that was
lamest thing you It's like a
stupid.
Burger King Happy Meal crown.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's right. McDonald's and Burger King. It was embarrassing.
it was
I don't know.
embarrassing.
I said Happy
Nope,
Meal
I
for some reason. Burger
completely
King crown.
agree. It's
Anyway,
fine.
but let's talk CGI. CGI, I know they had like the soul and like the ghost light that went around.
Mhm.
Was that about
That was
it?
weird. Well,
It's
the mom
different. Definitely
crawling
different.
on the wall. Do you think they used CGI for that?
Probably. Or if anything, maybe they did like a rewind thing like they did in Obsession, which I don't mind that effect.
Me either.
Um, so overall, it was fine, and that kind of sums up all the parts that we just talked about. It was fine, and when you get a fine from me, you get a B minus.
Well, and one other thing. Do you remember when there was a lot of flies up in the attic?
Oh, I do remember that.
Didn't that look a little weird? Did you
They
notice
didn't
that?
look they didn't look normal. It almost looked like just
Didn't
black tar going around, but
what? Yeah. Thought that was odd. Because I even
um,
made a note of it. So the flies look weird.
that's
But
interesting. Again, didn't bother me too much, but yeah, they didn't really come across like flies, but at the same time, I don't know. I get
yeah.
what they were going for, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd give it a B.
Fair enough. So,
Okay.
Blair, with all that in mind, everything we talked about, the ups and downs of Hereditary, what could you possibly give this movie an overall grade of?
I would give it a C
Um,
slash.
I'm
No,
gonna give
I
it.
don't know. I felt pretty
I'm.
good about a C.
I'm.
I
It
didn't
just
think it was scary.
was.
It's not scary.
It's not scary, and but there were other things that I
But there
liked.
were
A lot of that B range. I'm teetering C minus C. I will also
well,
go C because yes, out of the scariness in a horror movie concept for us outweighs just about everything else. That's my
everything
opinion.
else.
Um,
No,
and with
completely
just
agree.
such a
That's what we're here for.
exactly, with such a unique story. So yeah, overall, Hereditary as a horror movie goes, it's a C.
It's a
But it's
C.
a C that I still have worth
I
watching a
would
second
recommend it.
time. I would recommend it and going with the concept of boy, are you guys in for a weird night.
A Weird Night, agree. The storyline, decent. Not scary. But
Rated R by all means. The language
yeah,
wasn't great. There is naked
no.
60-year-olds in it, and it
Yep.
deals with satanic things. So
Yep.
keep that in
That's
mind when you
true.
watch it.
Yeah.
But,
Hmm.
overall, a pair of C's. I feel good about that.
I
Might
feel good
watch it
about it. It's fine.
again.
I
Might
won't
change.
ever. I have
eh,
known. But this is my second time
That's your
watching it.
second time.
Yes.
Um, and Blair, I have a question ready to go, but do you have a question for the audience about this one?
Well, I wrote down like, did the grandma do something to the girl before the grandma had died? Like, did Charlie know kind of what her future was gonna be?
Mm,
Um, but a question also is, how could we have used the dolls to enhance the movie, the dollhouse? I really think that is something I wish was added.
love that, especially for those of you listening that are like at that creative side. It'd be kind of cool what they could have done with that because we've seen movies in the past do awesome things
Mhm.
with the setting like this and just like props and
Yeah.
probably a missed opportunity. I would agree with that.
Yep.
For
All right. What was
me,
yours?
my question is, do you think Charlie is evil? Like even then, like at the end,
Ooh.
is Charlie evil? She's clearly got she's not all there. She clearly has a disconnection with reality.
But
Is
I think that's the
she?
grandma's fault.
Right, I agree. I mean, if that's the case, now that she's this
Now, well,
devil
she's
whatever thing,
now, I was gonna say, now she's a ruler of hell, so you
right,
can't be good.
right. I
I don't
definitely
think
wouldn't
she
say
had a
she's
choice.
correct, but does like that all of a sudden mean she was already disconnected with reality, so maybe that's a problem, but is Charlie evil? I want to hear what you think. So,
She
there's my
hasn't,
question.
yeah, okay, yeah. She hasn't done anything evil per se, but I
Mhm.
have a feeling this is where they have left the audience to decide things like that because we don't know what happens after this. I mean, I think the grandma's evil
Oh
for
yeah.
what she did, but now I think this is Charlie taking over her grandma and what she's doing. So I think you can't be a ruler of hell and not be evil.
Oh, she just misunderstood. Get off her back.
I can't wait for Jesus to sit you down and have that talk with you.
Ugh, he's gonna have it on recording too. I have a feeling. Oh,
Because as soon as I get up there, I'm going to ask him to play it for me.
oh gosh. All right. So that's our review of Hereditary. What a unique movie. What an
Hmm.
interesting experience. But I got to tell you, I picked the next movie and I'm actually very excited about this one. It's
Yeah, this is
called
one I haven't seen.
Yep, this is one I've seen one time, and I remember at the time I watched it, it was kind of one of those that went very much under the radar. So this is probably,
Okay.
in my opinion, a more unheard of one. So those of
Hmm.
you that are wanting a movie that you haven't heard of, maybe something like possibly a diamond in the rough, the movie is called Mara. and it's going to follow more of like the dream sequence kind of thing. It's going to haunt your nightmares kind of thing. So think more closer to Lights Out than anything we've seen up to this point. So I'm excited to talk about it, and I'm very excited for you to see it, Blair.
Yeah, it's kind of rare to find one that I haven't seen, so this will be fun.
I couldn't agree more. Any final words for our audience, Blair?
Nope, go watch Hereditary, and don't be a witch. I don't know. That's cool.
Wise words always. Yep. Love to hear what you guys think as always. Please leave comments. And again, uh, again, happy to hear your guys' answers to our questions or even ask your own questions. We would love to talk with you guys, hear what you think. But again,
Yep.
as always, we want to thank you guys for listening. This is Caleb.
This is Blair.
And as always, stay scary, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah, trying something new. Why not give it a shot?
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys. Have a great night.
Bye.